You actually see a large bird come flapping down to a peak nearby. It lands and then shifts, morphing into this blue-skinned giant. Kind of holds onto the peak of a nearby rock spur and speaks to you. The giant, and she says, I bid you stand and hear my words, warriors from another world. I am Frafnhe, queen to my lord Ivir. Look and see, we fight to the betterment of a common foe. The foul creature Mum-Ra would have us slaughter one another and clear a path to his own godhood. We Jotuns, giants of the frost, as you know us, are a proud people brought low by a greater power than ourselves, greed. The ice dragon Raziel has enslaved my lord Ivir with promises of wealth and power, himself a puppet to Mum-Ra. But it is only a ploy, this false war against your Vanir, and you guys know what, you guys who know Giant know that the Jotnar call the Furbolgs Vanir. And if you know, like I said, I've been reading up on my Norse lore. Vanir are what the Jotnar would call lesser gods. This false war against your Vanir only diverts our attention from the true foe, the Jotuns of Flame, fire giants as you call them, loyal to Surtur, the Blackened One, himself loyal to Mum-Ra and dedicated to seeing the world turned to flame. Heed my words and turn your path toward Raziel, and send him flying to whatever foul den whence he came. Then my lord Ivir can return his people to their war against the Jotuns of Fire without reprisal or show of cowardice. But know this, if you continue on this senseless path of war and meet my lord Ivir with sword and spear and board of war, I will lay you all low. And I'll put that in the chat log so you guys can read. Because reading sometimes is better than hearing. While I make insight checks.
Senseless path of war. They fought us first. We literally walked by and they began to try and murder us.
Do you say that, Griff?
Yes, but in Griff speak.
She speaks in broken common, and she says, Foolish Jotnar, outcasts only.
Well,
so why exactly did you take the land of the Firbolg?
She says to you, Arnold, my lord Ivir was tricked by the ice dragon Raziel. Raziel was tricked and turned by Mum-Ra. Mum-Ra fed lies to him, telling him the Firbolg hold lands of much in the way of gems and fortune, which Raziel would covet. And so he sent my lord Ivir to raid the Firbolgs and take their holdings, which we have taken. But, of course, the loot is not to be found. I have seen through this ploy.
If we help you, will you give land back to tall people?
I don't even just why are you even still here if there's nothing here you want?
She says, gives you a thin smile, and she says, you know little of the Frost Jotnar. We cannot walk away from the path of war without shame. My lord Ivir is a warrior, and he would lose face and reputation with his warriors if you were to walk away from the path of war. What I need from you is to dispose of the ice dragon Raziel. He is the trickster who is a puppet of Mum-Ra. And if you can stop him, Ivir can turn his war path once more against the fire Jotnar. And we will leave your Denegrin grotto in peace.
So Mum-Ra told the ice dragon that there's lots of gold and gems and all that here. There's, in fact, not any gold or gems or any fat here, and the ice dragon still is here. And not
Maybe
looking
it's
for
like,
another place.
weapons of mass destruction?
Funny you should
Mission
say.
accomplished.
Mission. Well played. I have. Oh wow, Tawny
There
actually.
has to be at least some gems, considering the number that the previous, that what we just killed was carrying. So
True. Some.
there has to be at least some around.
Korg with a stretch of logic. So I rolled nature checks for Havlarn, Arnold, and Korg, and none of you were very successful on knowing things. Tawny, you know somehow through your lore, rolled well enough about ice dragons or white dragons, is that they're quite stupid and easily coerced.
I definitely tell everybody that. They're dumber than stumps.
George W. Bush.
Fun to bring politics into it.
Neat. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when when I
false war.
brought that up.
I try not to include too much politics, but I do take some inspiration from it. Because fantasy is so much more fun than real life.
But sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, and that's, I believe that.
Tony, at this rate, Tony's babies will be adults once we come back out of this fucking place.
Are you
I
kidding?
Every
They'll
time we
probably
try
be
to
dead
do
by the time they
something,
get out of the place.
someone shows up and says, "But wait, you should do this instead." And then we do that. We never get anything done.
We're playing an MMO. Remember, there is always another question.
There's so many side quests to completing the epic quest.
Yeah, but at some point someone should say, "Well done, here, have some money."
You just got a bunch of money. And that's coming from the guy with 10,000 gold.
Here, have a side quest. It's not like we can tell them no, because
Yeah, I don't get enough.
It's true. It's true.
you may have enough.
Dwarf
I don't
Paladin
even
of
think about
Moradin
money.
will never say he's got enough money. Sorry. And Astara was about to hold a finger up and say more, and heard Arnold complaining about too much to do, and she pipes down and keeps quiet.
We have so many side quests, and the problem is that all of those side quests, they're all stepping stones to the main quest. You can't do any of the main quests without doing these side quests.
Well, then we'll just have to kill that stupid fucking dragon. Might as well train for that stupid fucking dragon that we'll have to kill later when we go to the Shadowfell.
I don't know, I feel like Moon Dragon
That's another
is a lot
old
worse
dragon.
than Ice Dragon.
Yep,
Who's an honorable dragon? What?
I see what you've said, Havlarn. When you ask her that, she says, finally, one with wisdom bends an ear to my will. She says, Raziel resides within the dungeon called Permafrost. You will find him there, hoarding the loot from my lord Ivir.
Oh,
If you end the ice dragon, my lord Ivir can save face with his warriors and turn the war back to the Fire Jotnar and maintain the balance. And she adds in a kind of an embarrassed tone, far be it from me, as a Frost Jotnar, Jotun, to turn from the path of war. But I see no wisdom in fighting a war. We cannot win a false war when we could maintain the balance. Ragnarok can wait.